Enjoy the convenience of 7 days a week banking and extended hours with Cube from First Arkansas Bank and Trust. Member FDIC. It's time for From the Short Grass with Trey Schaap, a golf podcast for those who love golf, struggle with golf, and just like to enjoy the outdoors and fellowship with friends, all while chasing a ball around trying to put it in a 4 1/4 inch diameter hole. From the Short Grass is brought to you by Stevens Incorporated, an independent financial services firm with the freedom to focus on what matters most. Blackman Auctions. For over 80 years, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels. We partner with you to deliver high-yield results by managing, developing, and investing in top-quality hospitality assets. And now, from the Short Grass, here is your host, Trey Schaap.
Welcome to another edition of From the Short Grass. I am your host, Trey Schaap. Cameron Smith wins the 2022 Players' Championship and pockets $3.6 million for his work over the 5 days. I say 5 days because of the weather delays that they had to endure there in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. Anraban Lahiri pocketed $2.18 million with his second-place finish. Paul Casey shot 11 under par. He took home $1.38 million. Kevin Kisner, just below the $1 million threshold, 10 under par, $980,000. Not a bad payday for the players this year. Coming up on this edition of From the Short Grass, I sit down with a longtime golfing buddy and friend. Tracy Harris has had to endure a lot over this last year, a kidney transplant and a liver transplant, but he is doing so much better than he was before. I sit down and share his story, and it's a story that will tug at your heart. Tracy is a great guy and a great competitor on the golf course, and I hope you will enjoy listening to his story. Blackman Auctions. Since 1938, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. If you're looking for a place to find a great auction, go to their website, blackmanauctions.com. Look at all their auctions that are coming up and find one that fits what you're looking for. Blackman Auctions, one of our great sponsors of From the Short Grass. We're back after this.
This is Thomas Blackman of Blackman Auctions. Trey asked me to sponsor a show for another few months. Even though I don't like golf, I do like a show. I have no idea how he gets the awesome variety of guests on his show, but it is entertaining and informative even for a horrible golfer like myself. I'm learning a lot about the game and about the passion for playing. So much so, I've started using my country club for more than Sunday brunch. Trey makes golf interesting. I make auctions interesting. For auctions, listen to me. For golf, listen to Trey. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
At Stevens, our philosophy is to invest every dollar as if it were our own, to seize opportunity, to anticipate rather than react, to deliver constant focus in an ever-changing world, and to pursue the objectives of our clients in order to help them reach their financial goals. A proven history of helping companies and individuals. Stevens, member NYSE SIPC.
With all the decisions you need to make about what to do in El Dorado, finding a place to stay is an easy one. The Haywood is uniquely positioned to make your stay one to treasure. Located in the historic Union Square district of El Dorado, the Haywood offers luxurious accommodations that feature contemporary, colorful rooms with high-quality bedding, comfortable baths with walk-in showers, and a spacious workspace with stylish plantation shutters that are unique additions to the stunning decor in a non-smoking environment. Make the Haywood your home away from home the next time you visit El Dorado.
Welcome back to From the Short Grass. On the tee, Tracy Harris.
Well, Tracy Harris, thanks for joining me on From the Short Grass. Good to see you, and you're looking great. I know, but, man, about what, a year and a half ago,
yeah,
you didn't really know how much longer you had.
No, back in probably last May, I found out I was needing, first a liver transplant, and then they came and told me it was a kidney transplant too. So went through a bunch of tests all summer long, and finally I got the good news and had my transplant on my liver New Year's Eve day and had the one on the kidney New Year's Day. So doing good. Went to the doctor this past Monday and They said all my numbers look good and everything's working out great. You got to make sure your body doesn't reject those, and mine hasn't.
So it's like they pretty much found a good match for you.
That's right, they did. Yes.
And unfortunately, when they find a good match for you, that means someone else had to
pass away
for
does.
those organs to become available.
Either naturally or could have been in an accident. But that's the sad part about it, I guess, is that somebody has to pass away and die. I mean, it's just the reality of it.
When you first picked up a golf club, do you remember
Yeah.
how old you were and where you were?
I don't remember how old I was, but I remember the first day I went out and played. I grew up at 322 South Oak. I had a childhood friend or neighborhood friend, like we all did, lived a block down the street from me. He lived at 5th and Oak, and he and this other guy were going to play golf one day, and they, for some reason, I don't even remember, Trey, but anyway, I went with them, went down to Rebsman, played all 27 holes in the rain.
In the rain?
In the rain. Didn't know, I didn't know any different. I mean, I didn't know. I remember it rained on us. I don't know if I'd had this set yet or not, but we had some friends that lived at Heber Springs, and we'd go up there and spend the weekend with them. And I remember they had a room there where I would sleep, like a game room, had a pool table, and they had a closet. And one time I remember the closet door was open, and there was like that junior starter set, or we all had driver, 3-wood, 3.579, and a putter. And their son they'd gotten it for him years ago. Anyway, I think, and I'm pretty sure I got my dad. They talked into buying those from him, and that was probably my first set. And I don't remember if I used them that day or not. I probably did, but that was the first day I went and played.
When did you realize that golf was something that you wanted to play throughout life and compete?
Probably when I was about 15. I played baseball from the time I was 5, and it's funny to say now, but I played catcher, loved playing catcher, loved it. And that's part of my childhood I miss, was playing baseball. I loved it. Well, I played down at 5th and Brown and Lamar Porter. Well, I was 15. One of my dad's sisters, her first husband had passed away, and she met my uncle, Ross Holloman. Ross worked for the Yellow Pages, and he was a really good golfer. He'd shoot probably in the mid-70s, upper 70s. So I met him when I was about 13 or 14. And he'd take my cousin and I out and show us stuff, and I kind of was getting more and more interested. But when I got 15, I thought, this golf and baseball overlap.
Yeah.
And I thought, when you get old, which I was thinking like 40, I thought, you can't play baseball. I thought, you can play golf. And I never thought about competing or anything. And so I dropped baseball, never played again, went and started practicing golf and all that stuff. And as far as the competition, I was telling somebody this last night. I went to work for John Hearns out at Arnold Palmer driving range, and I remember John said, "You gonna play in the junior stroke play?" And I said, "The what?" I said, "I don't know what that is." He said, "Well, it's down like at Hot Springs Country Club." He said, "If I could call Monk Wade and get you in, you want to play?" And I said, "Sure." I didn't know what to do, didn't know anything about it, and I think I really did. I shot like 100, but I don't know. I just kind of got hooked and started playing and loved, and like I said, love the competition, like you do too, probably, I'm sure. Somebody asked me, why do you keep playing? I said, I told somebody last night, we're like a brotherhood and a fraternity out there, and we miss we love seeing each other, and it's not like, used to, we had a tournament about every weekend starting April through Labor Day, and it'd be like, hey, Trey, you going to Stuttgart next weekend? Yeah, I'll see you there. Bye. That's kind of part of it too, though. But I just kind of played in those 2 or 3 tournaments, and I thought, this is kind of cool.
Did you play in college?
Yeah, played out there at ULR. Didn't play much, but I played some. Yeah, I walked on out there. Didn't like I said, I didn't know nothing about it. We were in high school, and I remember I asked, our football coach was a golf coach, and I said, Coach Ferder, I said, do they have golf out at ULR? That's how little I knew about it. And he said, yeah. He said, you going to be over at the high school overall on Friday? And I said, yes, sir. And he said, I'll introduce you to the golf coach. So he introduced me to Bob Arrington. Bob was really the student union director. And then he was a golf coach. And so he said, come by and see me, when school starts, and I'll let you know where we're. So the first place we went was Maumelle Country Club. Well, I'd never played no place like that. I was playing Rebsman and Hyman and Fair Park. And I thought, if I could just shoot around 80 out here today, I'll be okay. Well, I shot 96. Played with Bart Owens, who became one of my dear friends. And I remember he asked Bob, he said, how is he? And he said He hits his driver good and his long iron's good. And he said, pass that, he's nothing. And that was the truth. Couldn't chip and putt, nothing. But anyway, and these guys come in and, what'd you shoot, Trey? 74. What'd you shoot? 75. And I thought, wow. I thought, man, I'm not trying to get on the tour. I'm just trying to get on this little old college golf team. And so Bob told me, he said, I'll let you walk on in the spring. It was either the spring or next. I think it might have been the next year. And so he did, and I just hung around. So.
And then you graduated.
Yeah.
And got a real job.
Got a real job.
And you still played.
Yeah. Yeah.
When did you meet one of your good friends, Jay Fox?
I met Jay when I used to work at. It used to be. Well, now it's golf headquarters down here on Markham, but it was Tee to Green Golf Shop, and we were over here in the shopping center behind Shorty Smalls. I had refereed some basketball. I refereed basketball, and I'd done some, and I'd taken a year or two off because just couldn't get many games, and I'd kind of given up on it. Jay worked for Norwood. Norwood was in that office building right there kind of next to us. And Jay walked in there one day, and I kind of knew who Jay was, I think, seen his name. Because when I was in college, we used to have a tournament down at Rebsamen in the spring, and Jay would come down there and play like an individual from UCA. And I remember we got to talking and found out that his dad was, Norris Fox. And I thought, well, yeah, that's that guy I seen referee. I really liked watching. Anyway, we just got to talking, and I remember Jay said, you referee basketball or football? And I said, well, I have in the past. I said I hadn't done it in a year or so. And he said, well, you need to come out. I said, we need some help. So that's where I met some other guys, and I went out and did that, and been friends with Jay ever since. I mean, we've talked about it. That was probably, Trey, I don't know, around 1990-ish probably. It was because I went to work out of college in 88, so it was probably around 86 or so.
Wow. Late 80s.
Yeah, late 80s. So I've known Jay for, 35? Probably 35 years.
Yeah, and you and him have traveled all over the world playing golf.
We have. We've been to Lima, Peru twice, Bogota, Colombia. Been out of the state, played in the Mid-South 4-ball. He's like my brother.
Yeah.
He really is. My mom and dad loved him too.
When you think about your time playing ASGA events, what stands out the most to you?
As far as wins, you mean?
Wins or just, the camaraderie that you were talking about earlier?
I think it is the camaraderie. I do. I think it is. Of course, not being funny, winning's always nice. I remember the first tournament I won was down at Stuttgart, what we had down there, and winning the state amateur's good. And, he probably don't want me saying this, but I came back and beat Jay one time and down at the old Stone Links. He doesn't remember. He probably doesn't want to remember that, but we didn't get mad at each other, but we didn't talk for a week or so. No, it's just the camaraderie, and man, just think of the places I've not even tournaments that I've gotten to go. I know the players this week. I got to go down there and play with one of my ex-bosses. We went down there 2 or 3 times, and been to Palm Springs and played, and just different things like that. But the ASGA, I think it's the camaraderie. I do. I know people probably notice, but Robert set up that GoFundMe page, which I told him not to do. But anyway, but I was just overwhelmed at how many people, gave money for that. And my point is, a lot of them were the guys I play in tournaments with, and
that you're probably beating.
Yeah, well, yeah. And then I thought, man, this is too much to handle. But I do. I think it's the camaraderie. I do, because, we kind of look out for each other. You know that.
There was a goal of $20,000, and I think I looked earlier today. It was over $27,000 raised.
That's right.
Well, I think that says a lot about what they think of you.
Well, I appreciate it.
When you really think about it.
Yeah, I was, like I said, I was overwhelmed. I didn't know how to look it up, and I looked it up. I was sitting up there in the hospital room one night, and I looked it up and started looking down the list of who gave. And it wasn't the amount that mattered, it was just who gave. And, man, I started crying. I thought, this is incredible. I thought, I didn't know this. I hate to say it this way, but I thought I didn't know this many people cared.
They do.
But they do. And it's been overwhelming. It really has. But I'm just saying, a lot of those guys, were guys that you play in the tournaments with, and I just think I mean, like I said, winning's great. You know that it's always fun. That's what we're trying to do. But it's the old saying, you know, I'm gonna go out there and try to beat your brains in. You're gonna try to beat mine in. But afterwards, we'll go in there and sit down and have a burger or something and eat lunch. You know, and that's what's cool about it.
I think about Stan Lee a lot, especially when it comes to match play. You get on that first hole and you shake hands, and Stan's thinking, I'm about to just whoop your tail.
Oh.
But when it's all said and done, it's a handshake and let's go inside and talk about the round and everything.
Yeah.
He's one of your good friends.
Oh, yeah. He really is. Excuse me. He's taught me a lot. I never thought in my life I'd beat a guy like that. You know, man, he's played on the tour and everything, and Stan's helped me more than I can ever say. But, you know, we had a match like that in the match play. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you, by the way he played on that front nine, he was trying to bury me as quick as he could, because he just about did. But
he's also had some quick one-liners for you too. That I remember, some cup matches and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's been a dear friend. He calls and checks on me now, and you know, and I'd call him up and say, hey, can you watch me hit some balls? And he'd say, you know, I'd drive up there to Red Apple and let him watch me. And he's very knowledgeable, and he's just great to have as a friend. I cherish his friendship.
Yeah, I've taken some quotes from him that I've overheard him say that are just those one-line zingers that I've zinged some people with. I mean, I think about, and I mean, this is no disrespect to anybody, but Old Waverly over in Mississippi, Arkansas, Mississippi Cup matches. One year you didn't make it past a certain hole, and he asked you about how the green was holding on the next hole.
Oh, did he?
And it was like, hey, Tracy, how's that green on 14 holding today? And you said, well, Stan, I don't know. I didn't make it there.
Oh, yeah. One of the funniest things I ever heard him say was, we were playing the cup matches against the pros. And I don't want to tell you which pro it was. But anyway, he's playing the guy on the end of it. You know how we get in there on Saturday night and have a little cocktail party, and they announce the singles. Well, he announced he's playing such and such. And the guy he was playing, he goes, Jay, he's talking to Jay Fox, and he said, Jay, he said, on 17, he said, because we were playing, the Arlington course. He goes, on 17, he said, don't put that pin way back there on the back on that little level back there. He said, don't do that. And Stan said, just as quiet as he could be, he goes, you don't have to worry about that. And he goes, what do you mean? He goes, we won't make it that far. And I mean, the whole room, that guy looked at him like, well, you sorry, no good, so-and-so. And I mean, the whole room erupted, just like, woo.
Yeah, and I bet they didn't make it to 17 that day.
I don't think they did, no, they didn't. I don't think they did either. But it was just funny. He said, you don't have to worry about that. Just calm like that. And he said, you're not going to make it that far.
Obviously, playing the game of golf, you don't think about Hall of Fames.
No.
But you are in the Arkansas State Golf Association Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, COVID happened, and there wasn't a real banquet and everything for it, but you're still in.
Yep, yeah. Something I never even thought about, to be honest. I just, you know, like I said, I just wanted to win. I got played, and like you said earlier, got involved in the competition part, and I just wanted to win. I didn't think anything about getting to know Hall of Fame. That was never a goal of mine, but it's certainly an honor. One I never expected. So,
what is your biggest win?
I think probably winning the state amateur. And
what course was that at?
Lost Springs. And I got another win that people don't really know about. I went to Panama City, Panama, and I won down there. And I thought, man, I won in another country. And I played, now I say the same course, but it is the same course. But I played the same course where they play the Corn Ferry Tour event, because my tournament was the last one they had. And the next year, we didn't get an invitation. And my boss said, call that guy, see if you can email that guy and find out what's going on. And I did, and they took over. They had a nationwide event and dropped this amateur event. But I'd say those two are my biggest ones. You know, it's always great to win the state amateur and the the mid-senior state matches and the senior match that I won. All those, I'd say that was my. But I also said this. I'm going to come back one day and play. I'm not going to say if, but when I come back, I'm going to win eventually somewhere. Maybe super senior, but I'm going to win. That'll probably be my biggest victory. But I hadn't won it yet. And I don't care if it's me and one other guy. If I win it, that'll probably be my biggest victory, to be honest, after what I've kind of gone through, so to speak.
I would say that probably would be.
Yeah.
Well, I know there are a lot of people out there that are waiting on your return.
Well, thank you.
And I know they're going to see you walk onto that first tee and they're going to be like, there he is.
Yeah. Dadgummit, he's back, or something. So that's what I want them to think, though, That's what I want them to think. So, but no, like I said, it's been the support I've had has been great. Really has.
Well, I think it says a lot about when you go through what you've had to go through, unfortunately, but to see the respect that others have for you. Mm-hmm. I see what it means to you here, and I know what it means to them to be able to support you as well. And it's not just those within golf, but your official buddies as well.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Like, Blake Trantham, and Don Brodell and those guys, and I got another guy over here named Don Raines. Those guys have helped me tremendously, and they support me too. If something happens to me here at the house, I could call them; they'd be right here.
Yeah.
So
it's good to have friends like that.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't trade them for anybody.
All right, last couple of questions. Best golf course you've ever played?
We used to go play at a tournament in a place outside of Evansville, Indiana. And they have the Corn Ferry Tour there. It's called Victoria National Golf Club. It is so hard. I think it's probably the hardest place I've played.
Really?
I know Richard. They had like the 2012 Senior Amateur up there, and Ron Richard qualified for it. And he said somebody from the USGA told him that from just kind of viewing the course, not far as playing, it was the most like intimidating course they'd seen. I mean, it was tough, but I used to love playing Old Rosswood too, though. That breaks my heart they canceled it, but Victoria National, was good. Like I said, and I went and played the TPC. The TPC was, you go down there and play and shoot about 82, and you think, how's somebody shoot 65 on this thing? Mm-hmm. Makes you realize how good those guys are.
No doubt.
How good they really are.
All right, you can pick a fantasy foursome, living or deceased. What other three golfers are you going to play with?
I'm going to take my Uncle Ross. I would like to play with Ben Hogan. I'd like to play with him. And another guy I'd probably like to play with, I'd like to play with somebody like Fuzzy Zeller too. I used to like old Fuzzy and follow him. So.
Last one to win the Masters in his first try.
That's right. 1979.
Zalatoris was close last year.
That's right. But probably those four. I got other buddies I'd like to play with, but those four probably would be my dream foursome, I guess you could say.
Tracy, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, Trey. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it.
You look amazing.
Well, thank you. Everybody tells me that, so they say my voice sounds good and strong, so, you don't listen to yourself talk. So, I said, well, whatever, if that's true. So.
Well, you'll be able to listen to it now.
Okay. Oh, yeah. But no, everything's going good. I've been really blessed and very fortunate. Very fortunate that it's had a great doctor up there. That surgeon guy was, I can't pronounce his last name, Dr. Gavorkias or Dvorkias. I could call him Dr. G, so I can't pronounce his name. But, those people at UAMS, I can't say enough accolades about them. They've taken care of me, watched over me. He was great. They'd come in there every morning like at 8:30 and check on you. And it's just been blessed and been good that everything worked out like it did.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to see you on the course soon.
I hope so. I thought about playing a little bit late this ssummer, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not.
I think the boys at Edwin Watts have a set for you, and if you don't like it, you can return it. They'll have another one for you.
Oh, yeah. I went over there the other day. I just wanted to go over and just see them and say hi, just to kind of get out of the house. So
yeah.
I went over there the other day. They've been good to me, too.
Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels is one of our great sponsors of From the Short Grass. I saw Matthew Allen down in Tampa, Florida at the SEC basketball tournament. Matthew is a great guy, and bphotels.com is where you will find all of their great properties. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, one of our good sponsors of From the Shortgrass. We're back after this.
This is Thomas Blackman of Blackman Auctions. Trey asked me to sponsor a show for another few months. Even though I don't like golf, I do like a show. I have no idea how he gets the awesome variety of guests on his show, but it is entertaining and informative even for a horrible golfer like myself. I'm learning a lot about the game and about the passion for playing. So much so, I've started using my country club for more than Sunday brunch. Trey makes golf interesting. I make auctions interesting. For auctions, listen to me. For golf, listen to Trey. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
With all the decisions you need to make about what to do in El Dorado, finding a place to stay is an easy one. The Haywood is uniquely positioned to make your stay one to treasure. Located in the historic Union Square district of El Dorado, the Haywood offers luxurious accommodations that feature contemporary, colorful rooms with high-quality bedding, comfortable baths with walk-in showers, and a spacious workspace with stylish plantation shutters that are unique additions to the stunning decor in a non-smoking environment. Make the Haywood your home away from home the next time you visit El Dorado.
On the tee with our weekly rules segment, it's PGA Master Professional Adam Carney.
Adam, this comes in from Randy and Cersei. He asks, when can I change to a different golf ball during my round?
Let's first address before the competition and notice to competitors, conditions competition.
Is the one ball rule in effect?
So
let's define that for those that don't understand.
Correct. The one ball rule can be adopted by the committee, which states that the make and model of the golf ball that you begin the round with must be played throughout the entire round. So
it's not for those that think, well, I've got to play with that same ball the whole time.
Right.
No.
That's the common misconception. It's like, okay, well, one ball rule, I hit it in the water on the first hole.
I'm done.
Let's just say a Titleist Pro V1 X golf ball is what you tee off with. If the one ball condition is in effect, you must play the entire round with a Titleist Pro V1 X golf ball. If it's a Pro V1 X golf ball that was made in 2020, that's the ball that you must continue with. Can I change my ball from a Titleist Pro V1 X to a Callaway? If you're playing a casual round of golf, sure. If you're playing a round of golf in competition where the one ball rule is not in effect, sure. But when the one ball rule is in effect, you have to stick with the same make model. As far as changing your golf ball, hey, I've played 6 holes with this ball and it's got some bad juju because I've made 2 doubles and 4 bogeys. This thing's out of play. But you get to the 7th tee and you put a new ball into play, no problem. So you can always change balls between the play of 2 holes. When we get into substituting a golf ball, which would happen during the course of play, we can change golf balls because we're between holes. We can substitute a golf ball. For example, I've hit my ball into a penalty area. I don't have to wade into 12 feet of water and find that golf ball. I'm allowed to substitute a ball under those circumstances.
Right.
My ball is unplayable and I can't get to it, but I can see it and I can identify it. Maybe it's up in a tree. I can substitute a ball and continue playing under those circumstances. There are situations, anytime you see a rule that says the player must place or drop a ball, that is saying, in essence, you can substitute a ball in this situation. And then oftentimes within the rules, it will say the player may substitute a ball, just for clarity. And I know they've done some clarity on that with the new revision of the rules. So other than those circumstances, the only time that you could substitute a ball that is in play is if the ball has been damaged. It's visibly cracked. It's visibly cut. I can't think of a time that I've seen that happen since the solid core golf ball came about. I was playing a Balata golf ball, catch one a little bit thin. Some of your younger listeners are having
you put
no
a nice smiley face on that golf ball.
And I cut it.
Yeah.
And, under those circumstances, I'm going to be able to substitute a ball because I've inflicted damage to that golf ball. It's important to note that a golf ball that's scraped is not damaged. So if you hit a tee shot that hits the cart path and it leaves a nice, black or brown mark on the ball, that is not damaged to where you can replace that golf ball or substitute a golf ball for that. Visibly cracked, cut, out of shape, whatever it may be.
He's Adam Carney. I am Trey Schaap. If you've got a question on the rules of golf, send us an email, fromtheshortgrass@gmail.com. That will do it for this edition of From the Shortgrass. If you would like to donate to Tracy Harris's liver and kidney transplant care, go to GoFundMe and search Tracy Harris Liver and Kidney Transplant Care. The next time you find your ball mark on the green, fix it and a couple of more and I hope to see you from the short grass.
You've been listening to From the Short Grass, a weekly podcast dedicated to the game of golf. This has been a presentation of the Buzz Radio Network.